Hey there, I'm student meteorologist with your Tuesday edition of FSU weather. We've had a very rainy day today in Tallahassee. It's gorgeous currently over Doak Campbell Stadium, partly cloudy at 75 degrees with some southerly winds coming in at 6 miles per hour. Now currently across the Big Bend, we have temperatures in the mid to high 70s and the mid 80s. Currently in Tallahassee, again, we're at 75 degrees, 78 in St. Marks, and a little cooler in Perry at 75 degrees. Now, those storms are really making their way across the region, and we could potentially see some localized flooding in the next few hours, so be sure that you are extra cautious and weather aware if you are out and about. But for today's show, we'll talk about the severe weather that we're seeing in the upper Midwest. We'll also talk about those rain chances in Tallahassee. And is it truly quiet in the tropics? All that and more on FSU Weather. And welcome back into FSU weather. I hope you've had a great day today. It was quite rainy, and I don't know about you, but I got caught in those afternoon storms, so I'm very thankful that it's pretty dry right now. Currently cloudy at 75 degrees with some southerly winds coming in at 6 miles per hour. Now for today for our temperature almanac, we were at 91 degrees for our high, which is slightly below our average, and we are a little above our average for our low at 74 degrees. Now currently across the Big Bend, we have temperatures ranging in the mid to low 70s and the upper 80s. Currently in Tallahassee, we're at 75 degrees, 86 in Bainbridge, and a little cooler in Thomasville at 72 degrees. Now across the region, we have lots of convection in the air, so we have moist conditions, and we're seeing lots of moisture currently. Our dew point in Tallahassee is very, very close to that temperature value at 74 degrees. We are slightly less moist in Perry at 70 degrees for our dew point. And for our heat indices today, we were at 73 in Crawfordsville, 75 in Tallahassee, and quite warm in Bainbridge, feeling like 95 degrees. Now for today for our precipitation, it's been rainy like I mentioned, and we currently had a precipitation range at 0.33 inches, and yesterday we saw 0.32 inches of rain. Now our average today is 4 inches, and that is actually slightly below what we've seen already. It is currently mid-July, and we've already had 5.53 inches currently for our precipitation. Now moving across the region, we have some active lines of showers and storms and some possible lightning strikes happening. Now we have those because of that convection in the air. We also have a frontal system that is not too far from us, so we are seeing lots of active precipitation for the foreseeable future. Now those southwesterly winds are coming in off of the Gulf, and we have light winds coming in at Tallahassee at 6 miles per hour, but we have slightly gustier winds coming in at Apalachicola at 12 miles per hour. Now as we head into the overnight hours, we will be at 77 in Tallahassee, rainy, 75 in Quincy, and we will also see cool and clear skies in Monticello and Madison at 75 degrees. Now looking into the future, those rain showers will dissipate, taper off a little bit, but then they will return Wednesday evening, bringing us lots of low-level clouds as well. Now as we head into tomorrow, we'll see temperatures at 86 in Tallahassee, 85 in St. Marks, and we will be more or less around that range and pretty rainy across the Big Bend. Now for our 7-day, we are looking at an 80% chance of rain tomorrow and 60% chances of rain on Thursday. We will taper off a little bit for those rain chances, reaching 30% and hot on Saturday, and then we will see those rain chances increase again, reaching 50% on Monday and 40% on Tuesday. But now let's take a look at the southeast. Currently across the southeast, it's pretty rainy in the area as well. In Nashville, it's pretty clear at 90 degrees, clear skies, 78 in Daytona Beach with a very, very prominent shelf cloud. And then we also have cloudy conditions in New Orleans and Charleston, sitting at 74 degrees. Now currently across the southeast, we have temperatures ranging from 100 degrees in Little Rock, 102 in Shreveport, and it's a little cooler in Florida, as you can see right here, 75 in Tallahassee and 88 in Miami. Now, as I mentioned, we have quite a bit of moisture in the air because of that convection, and we have temperature values very close to our dew points in Florida. However, we're seeing slightly drier patterns towards the northern part of the southeast because we have that stationary front that's pretty close to those areas. Now, it has felt like currently in Shreveport 109 degrees, 108 in Little Rock, and 107 in Memphis, but it's been a little more bearable in Florida, 75 in Tallahassee and 98 in Tampa. Now today we could potentially see some localized flooding because of that excessive rainfall. We are currently across the southeast in a marginal risk, with the exception towards the northern part of Atlanta. They are in for a slight risk, so they could potentially see some high winds as well. Now, as I mentioned, we have that stationary front hovering over the southeast, and you can see right here we have some cooler, drier air behind that front, but lots and lots of moisture in front of that front. And right here again, you can see this is where this front is right now, and in this water vapor imagery, you can see this dry area and this brown area, and these light blue and white areas really show that moisture that we are seeing. Now, as we head into the overnight hours for the southeast, Tallahassee will be at 77 degrees, 82 in Tampa, and a cloudy 76 in Nashville. And for our future radar, those clouds will hover across the region, and we'll see light scattered storms across the region, and we'll see lots of active rainfall in the Georgia area. Now for our 3-day outlook, we're going to take a look at Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach will see rain chances at 40% on Wednesday with 90-degree highs, and then they will see low temperatures ranging from the mid to high 70s. And for tomorrow, we will see temperatures at 86 in Tallahassee, a very warm 105 in Shreveport, 94 in New Orleans, and 95 in Orlando. But now we're going to take a look at our national. What do we have going on across the nation, Brandon?
Thanks, Renee. Yes, across the nation, we do have a pretty dominant high pressure risk still over the central U.S. Very hot conditions, to the central U.S. and Southern Plains, 108 degrees right now in Dallas and 102 in San Antonio. But as you go a little bit toward the east and the west side of the country, they're a little bit cooler, with temperatures ranging from low 80s to about the 90s. And that heat index is also kicking in pretty much right now, with 109 here in Dallas and 107 in New Orleans. So that high humidity is also helping to bring that heat index up as well. And across the country, here's our main kind of pattern today. We do have a upper level low pressure system right here over North Dakota, which is going to bring some severe weather to the Midwest. That stationary front keeping some of that moisture and storms in the southeast, and we do have that monsoonal rains kicking off over in the southwest. So from that pattern, we'll see that severe weather in the upper Midwest and pretty much some rain and thunderstorm chances across the southwest and southeast. But right now for our active alerts, we do have that excessive heat watch in advisory in that orange color, and that warning in that pink color for very high temperatures and high heat indices as well. And as you go more toward the north, we do have a high wind warning right here in the south in North Dakota, and also a high wind advisory as well. Across the nation, in our water vapor imagery, here we can see that upper level low pressure system kind of moving in from Canada and into the Great Lakes upper Midwest region. A lot of moisture over the southeast is helping to bring some storms to Florida and that area. But as you go up in the atmosphere, here's that high pressure ridge, kind of sitting there over the southwest, kind of bringing in some of the subtropical moisture to feed off that monsoonal rains into Arizona and New Mexico. And the little dip in the jet stream, little shortwave right here in that low pressure system, moving in, going to bring some of that severe weather. And we do have slight troughing, a little more dip in the flow in the atmosphere and heading into the southeast. So we're highlighting from the SPC outlook that slight risk of severe weather in the upper Midwest and a marginal risk going into Atlanta and the southeast. So let's zoom in on radar in the upper Midwest. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch currently in place for Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin. So our main threats here today are going to be large hail and damaging wind gusts as well, and we can't rule out a possible tornado. And nothing severe over here in the southwest, but we do have some nice pop-up showers and thunderstorms just sitting here, popping up from that daytime heating. So that would bring some rains over to the Four Corners region. And across to the southeast, we do have a potential for strong winds from the stronger storms with some of the downbursts and downdrafts. So that would be the main threat today with some heavy localized rainfall. And heading into tomorrow, that threat is going to shift to the east as it moves along down of the flow into the Ohio Valley region with a slight risk for severe weather with possibility of damaging winds and some slight hail. As we go into overnight hours, we'll see lows not getting too low into the southern plains with 87 in Dallas-Fort Worth area and 80 in San Antonio. A little bit cooler as you go toward the east with 74 in Atlanta, and a lot cooler if you go up to the Pacific Northwest with 62 for your low in Seattle. And tomorrow, that heat is not backing up at all. 109 Dallas-Fort Worth, 104 in San Antonio for your high temperatures tomorrow, and pretty much pretty hot all the way to the east with 95 in Washington, D.C. So I'll stick with you right now for a nice look at the tropics and what we're tracking or what we're not tracking for that. So let's take a look starting out in the eastern Pacific, as we do have Tropical Storm Estelle, but we also have an area of broad low pressure with some organized, or not organized yet, but thunderstorms south of Central America, which has a 20% chance from the National Hurricane Center of Development for the next 5 days. So here's Tropical Storm Estelle on water vapor. We can see we did have a nice burst of convection, but that since has died off a little bit from that green to now that white color. But it's going to be weakening as it goes into the next couple of days as it's heading toward that yellow color, which is more dry air in the environment. So the official forecast has Tropical Storm Estelle weakening from 65 mile per hour tropical storm up into Thursday to about 35 mile per hour to a tropical depression before it eventually dies out as it heads or continues over open water with a west-northwest movement. And over the Atlantic, we do not have much to talk about really, but with the tropics, we can always find something to talk about. We do have a little bit of thunderstorms and convection near the equator as you go a little more toward the eastern side of the basin. But closer to home, not much is popping up on radar or satellite for that rather. So not much to look at as you go into closer to home. So here's one of the models, the GFS model, tracking vorticity for the next couple of days. So basically, vorticity is just spin in the atmosphere is how we kind of look for spin signatures. And we do have a little bit picking up on the GFS model, and not too much, so it's not really developing any systems for the next couple of days. And part of the reason for that, we do have a lot of wind shear in the environment. So here in those bright red, pink colors is more wind shear, kind of moving down toward where that convection was. So that's going to be limiting some of that organized convection. So based on the National Hurricane Center's official forecast, we are not expecting any tropical development for the next 5 days. And we also have some Saharan air kind of moving in across the basin as well, kind of bringing more dry air to limit any development. But as we head toward the end of July, most of the formation is going to be around the main developmental region and more concentrated as you go toward the Gulf of Mexico and over Bermuda. And as we head into the end of July and August, we're heading toward peak of hurricane season with September 11th. And here we are right here, right before that, the activity really ramps up. So make sure you always have a plan and know what to do in case you do ever have a landfalling system in your area. So let's kick it back over to we need to talk about a little bit rain chances for here locally.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, those rain chances are picking up, and it has not been raining recently over Doak Campbell Stadium. The sun is starting to set, but we could potentially see those storms pop in, with the exception of some isolated showers. Now, currently over Doak, we have some partly cloudy skies, currently at 75 degrees with some southerly winds coming in at 6 miles per hour. Now, across the Big Bend, we have current temperatures at 75 in Tallahassee, 90 in Sumatra, and 79 in Madison. Now, those storms are marching away across the Big Bend. We have some potential lightning strikes that may pop up as well. You can see we possibly have some heavy rainfall happening over towards the Waycross area. Now, as we look into the future, we're going to see those rain showers dissipate, and then they will return, and we will see some lower level clouds with some possible heavy rainfall towards the Thomasville area. Now, for our evening forecast at 7 p.m., we will have 70% chance of rain at 85 degrees. We will clear out by 9 p.m. with a 20% chance of rain, and we will reach a 10% chance of rain by midnight. But for our 7-day, we are going to be possibly very, very rainy tomorrow on Wednesday with some slight showers on Thursday and Friday, and we may see some high precipitation chances on the weekend as well. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather. Like us on Facebook also at FSU Weather. And please watch us on YouTube, and if you are watching us currently on YouTube, please subscribe to FSU Weather. And please also follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. So one last look at your 7-day forecast. As I mentioned, we are possibly going to see some rain chances over the weekend. We will be very, very hot on Saturday at 95 degrees on Sunday as well, and we will have a 50% chance of rain on Monday and a 40% chance of rain on Tuesday. I'm Monique Martinez. Thank you so much for watching.